In tears, her voice cracking, Capricorn Clark took the stand to give dramatic and disturbing testimony. Diddy's one-time assistant testified she once witnessed him kicking Cassie while she was in the fetal position, kicking her all the way to the street. That dramatic testimony coming just as TMZ reported the very pregnant Cassie was rushed to a New York hospital's labor and delivery unit. Capricorn's description of that 2011 incident reminiscent of the shocking hotel video we all watched when it was uncovered by CNN last year.
Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor.
The violent outburst allegedly came when Diddy discovered that Cassie was dating rapper Kid Cudi while she was on a break from Combs. Capricorn says before the assault, Diddy had come to her apartment with a gun and drove over to Cudi's house.
According to her, Combs broke into her home, had a gun, saying, "Let's go, get your clothes on, we're gonna go and find this guy, and we're gonna kill him."
ABC News legal contributor, attorney, and host of Bad Rap, The Case Against Diddy, Brian Buckmeyer, was in the courtroom.
We heard from Capricorn Clark that she actually bought a burner phone for Cassie out of such fear that the phone that she had and the phone that Cassie had were both paid for by Sean Combs. She was talking about the interaction between them and saying, if Combs finds out, he's going to kill us. And that's what leads us up into that burglary that we heard from Kid Cudi.
What are you expecting today? The Grammy-winning rapper, whose real name is Scott Mescudi, testified last week that his house had been broken into and his dog was locked up in the bathroom. He says Diddy told him over the phone that he was waiting for him at the house, but by the time Cudi drove over there, Combs had gone.
If I fall, if I die, know I lived and missed some bullets.
In another incident, Capricorn testified Diddy had once accused her of stealing diamond jewelry that was on loan to him. She told the jury she was forced to take 5 days of lie detector tests to prove that she wasn't part of the heist. If she failed, she was told, quote, "They're gonna throw you into the East River." And she also testified at one point Diddy, in her words, kidnapped her.
Kept her in this location on a 6th floor of a building that was locked and she couldn't escape. She said from about 10 a.m. to about 5 or 6 in the afternoon for 5 days. And the results, as she said, were inconclusive.
How does her testimony fit into the larger case that the prosecution is building against Diddy?
I think when we see this case, there's always been this back and forth of, is this domestic violence? Is this sex trafficking? Where is the criminal enterprise that is supposed to be this racketeering conspiracy? This is where you start to get into that mob boss mentality, and you're moving away from just the idea of this being domestic violence. That's how I see the government building their case.
And now, a new twist, new fallout from Kid Cudi's testimony that he believed Diddy firebombed his car. On the stand and under oath, he testified he was convinced Diddy blew up his convertible back in 2012 with a Molotov cocktail. It happened at the same time Cudi was dating Cassie.
There's only one way we're going up.
He also testified he believed Diddy was lying when Combs said he didn't know anything about the explosion. And now, Extra has obtained a letter from Diddy's attorneys asking the judge to strike that testimony. Another strange development, word that there may have been female DNA on a glass bottle recovered from Kid Cudi's car. Diddy's lawyers want to introduce that evidence, hoping to discredit prosecutors' claims Combs was involved in the firebomb attack.